You are enough. What do I mean by that? You as a human being are enough to do anything that you want. You are not too stupid to learn a skill. You are not so weak that you can never be strong. And you aren't so ugly that you have no potential to improve. You are simply enough. You are the culmination of generations of gene selection, creating an individual with excellent potential. You are the culmination of centuries of natural selection. You are the son of many powerful forefathers. Your genetic material is enough to reach all the goals that you want to, even if you feel like it's impossible now. I'm sure, if any of you look into your family's past, you will see that many in your family were physically and mentally strong. Remember that you are essentially a superior version of them with even more gene selection. Never use your genetics as an excuse as to why you can't improve, because you're essentially saying that your father, and his father, and his father, and so on and so forth were simply too weak and had no genetic material worth passing on, when you know that isn't true. For me personally, I know that my grandfather is an excellent strong man, and so was my great grandfather. I don't want to insult my ancestors by claiming that they were unworthy to reproduce, simply because I'm having the same difficulty that they did in growing and becoming strong. You don't think your grandpa was also a skinny, weak boy at one point or another? You don't think that he had to overcome obstacle after obstacle after obstacle to achieve his dreams and to protect his family? He wasn't born the way that he is now. Like all other men, he was weak of mind and body, and through many trials and tribulations became the man that he is now. And right now, you are simply going through some growing pains. Your grandfather's challenge at your age may have been, how am I going to make enough money to make sure that my family can eat today? Or how can I survive this war? Or how do I make sure that I get the most out of my crop this year? And he overcame all those things. You can overcome anything if you put your mind to it, because that is what your forefathers did for centuries. They didn't sit around complaining about how since they aren't 6 feet tall, they can't get any girls. They just improved themselves until they attracted the woman that they wanted. They didn't sit around and complain that they can't gain weight or that they can't lose weight. They just worked at it till they did either of those things. They didn't call themselves retarded and just quit the second they hit any sort of learning curve when trying to acquire a skill. Don't insult your ancestry by blaming their genetics as to why you aren't living how you want to live, because you have the genes of many great men within you. Your grandpa survived a war, and you have those genes within you. The next time you feel hopeless about something, like getting girls or getting jacked or quitting some bad habits, just know that you have no reason to have a defeatist, black-pilled mindset about your potential and the issues at hand. Know that you have excellent potential, and while it may be difficult to quit porn or video games or alcohol, Lord knows I'm struggling with that last one, remember that you come from a long line of winners, and that all of the challenges that you are facing right now are simply an obstacle that you can overcome with dedication and optimism. You may mess up and relapse, but every time that you fail and come back to it, you become just a little bit stronger, just a little bit better, whatever it is that you're trying to overcome. Never give up, and never give in to that stupid, ignorant, and frankly lazy voice in your head that is telling you that you were simply born fat and stupid, that there is nothing wrong, there's nothing that you can do about it, so why not just eat like shit now? Why would you try to study when you know that you can't focus, or that it may take you a little bit to understand the concepts? Let's just play some COD or Rainbow Six instead, since that's something that's easy and makes us feel like we are somehow progressing at something, even though we know we are just sitting in our filthy rooms wasting away, not even enjoying the game that we are currently playing, and knowing deep down that we will regret wasting our lives progressing at something that doesn't even matter to us. Your brain will make all sorts of excuses to avoid difficult tasks. I can't lift today. I only got 6 hours of sleep last night instead of 8, so I'm too tired to do something that I know will only benefit me. Fucking ignore that voice. I already ate that cookie a couple hours ago, so my diet is shot. I'll just pig out and go back to it tomorrow, even though I know the more I stray from my diet, the harder it is to get back to it. Ignore that voice. I'm not even gonna talk to her, man. I know that I've been crushing on her forever, but I'm too short and too ugly to do anything, even though I know that the worst that she can say is no, and that it'll only make it easier to ask a girl out the next time. Fucking ignore that voice. Your brain will make all sorts of excuses for you to stay in comfort. And remember that your brain will always blame things that you can't change or perceive that you can't change, so that you think it's impossible to be better. So why even try? Why even come out of your comfort zone if you can't change the root of the problem? Ignore that weak voice in your brain that is trying to hold you back simply because it craves attention. Embrace that voice in your head that tells you that you are a phenom at everything that you do. Embrace that voice that tells you that it isn't okay to be mediocre. Embrace that voice in your head that tells you that you are worthy of life and are worthy of all the space that you need. Remember that others will only love and respect you as much as you love and respect yourself. Hold your head high and have pride in yourself and your achievements. Do something difficult and have a great day. Thank you for listening. And once again, if there's anything I can do to make these videos better for you, don't hesitate to comment it. Goodbye.